sort of gauging your first reaction to that and wondering how different it might have been even a year or two ago, a couple of years ago, 4 years ago, certainly. I mean, you're talking about one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in the history of the game, but you're also talking about a soon-to-be 42-year-old quarterback who's coming off a year in which he was at times good and at times disastrous. And I doubt that you left that Steeler-Jet game thinking, man, that guy, he'd be the guy here. And there's all kinds of questions that are now popping up in my mind with this. And you can weigh in 412-928-9370. One of which is Art saying he's not willing to wait forever, but a little while longer. The question, I think, was, are you content to wait on Rodgers? The quote, not forever, but a little while longer. Is that sort of trying to keep one last shred of dignity here? I'm not sure that works. If you've identified Aaron Rodgers as your guy at the most important position in all of sports, then you should be willing to wait. The answer there should be, if this is the way the Steelers feel, should be, of course. We've waited this long. We need a quarterback, and this is our guy. We want this guy. He's going to take us where we want to go. Of course we're going to wait. Instead, it's not forever, but a little while longer. Like, forget that, Art. It's too late for that. You guys lost out on your first pick, maybe your first couple. You're clinging to desperation here. This is a desperate move. Coming off your head coach making a horrible pick in the first round a couple years ago, coupled with bad free agent signings, although, you know, when you really look at it, and trades, whatever. However he's gotten quarterbacks, it hasn't worked. At least to the point where the Steelers are a legitimate contender for anything important. You know, it was funny. I looked at a graphic today of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and those two combined, I believe, for 21 touchdown passes and only 6 interceptions and a 10-7 record. That's pretty good. Not to be confused with great. Remember that quote from last year when the Lone Ranger made the big quarterback change and was asked about Fields and said he's good? Not to be confused with great. I'm interested in winning world championships here. So let me ask you, does Aaron Rodgers give the Steelers, if this happens, and it sure looks like it now that the owner is on the record and on board saying he thinks it will, does Aaron Rodgers give you a better chance, let alone a much better chance than either Fields or Wilson or both did last year? Like, what are you envisioning here? 30 touchdowns against 10 picks? Are you envisioning vintage Aaron Rodgers? Something better than what Fields and Wilson, Fields or Wilson gave them or could give them? I'm certainly not. And I don't think what they gave you was enough. Obviously, right? We're going on a decade now, and the Steelers haven't been competitive in a single playoff game in nearly a decade. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the guy to get you there. I don't. Somebody named Zach weighs in and says, I'm excited about the Rodgers signing here. The best case scenario is he goes rogue and burns it down to the point we get a top 5 pick. I can't wait for that. You know, listen, believe me when I tell you this is great for business every single day. And that might go back to the Pirates, incidentally, and their start. And they start to go south in a hurry, and Rodgers officially signs here. That's story number one every single day, except maybe when Skeens is pitching. The Pirates usually are gone by Steeler training camp, off everybody's radar. They could potentially, if they don't get it together real fast, be gone a lot sooner than that this year.